because I am going to my first ever flea market. But I also have quite an exciting giveaway because so funny, my husband was reading Martha Stewart's website, is with tomato ketchup. Hi everybody and welcome to a new vlog. Today is a really exciting day because I am going to my first ever flea market. I have never been to a flea market before, which is very exciting. I've been to vintage markets, I've been to antique markets. I'm not really sure what all the difference is. I think a flea market is maybe a little bit less like, you know, like antique and vintage. It's like a specific thing. I think flea might be a whole load of random stuff. So I'm quite looking forward to it, but I thought I would do a little handmade OOTD before we head off. Okay, so outfit of the day. This is a Mabel dress that I actually made last year for my 30th birthday party. It's in really beautiful Rifle Paper Company fabric. I really love their fabrics and I hadn't bought any before, and then last year I thought I would treat myself because it's my 30th birthday. And then over the top I have a Sunday cardigan. This is the mohair edition, which is a petite knit pattern, and I made this with the brushed alpaca silk from Drops, which I had in stash. And then I've just got some little shoes on, some little jewels, trainers, and some really nice earrings that my mum bought me. I think the sunglasses are from Powder London. And then let me just show you the bag, which is the piece de resistance of the outfit. Okay, so the bag I have today is a really lovely gift from the team at Teddy Blake, New York. They make the most beautiful handbags in Italy. They're designed, crafted, made with Italian leather, and they are actually the sponsor of today's video. So let me tell you a little bit more about them. Just want to take a little moment to talk about the sponsor of today's video, which is the lovely team over at Teddy Blake, New York. If you've been following me for a while, you may have noticed that I am a big lover of a handbag. I must have over 20 handbags. I've always loved them. Some of the handbags that I have in my collection I've had for like 20 years. I absolutely love like vintage handbags. I love beautifully handcrafted handbags. So yeah, I do have quite a lot, but I'm quite careful with which ones I bring in and out of my collection. But when the team at Teddy Blake got in contact with me and said, would you like to receive one of our beautiful bags, I was so excited because I really love their whole ethos. So basically, Teddy Blake make designer quality handbags. They are designed and made in Italy using Italian leather, using Italian handbag craftsmanship that's been used for many years and is used by many of the major design houses that we all know, like, you know, the big handbag design brands that we all know. But you don't have that crazy price tag that is put on there because it is a Chanel bag or an Hermes bag or, you know, etc, etc. What you pay for is the craftsmanship, is the quality, is the leather. And I just really like that idea. I think that's much more me. I'm not so big on, you know, designer brands just because they have a designer brand on them. I appreciate design and I appreciate style a lot. But I prefer to buy things from brands who are charging for the craftsmanship that goes into something. And so that is exactly what Teddy Blake stand for. And they sent me this beautiful bag. This is the Ava. This comes in multiple different sizes. This is the 9-inch. And I wore this all day when I was out at the flea market last weekend. And honestly, it was so comfy. I wore it with the crossbody strap, which is how I like to wear my bags when I'm out and about. I wear them crossbody. I like this kind of size, like a sort of 9-inch or 11-inch handbag, because I don't put too much stuff in it because I just can't carry it. You know, with my chronic pain and stuff, I can't be having heavy bags around the place. So this was just the perfect size, perfect bag to be taking around with me. And as I say, honestly, the craftsmanship of this is just gorgeous. I mean, you can just tell it's so well designed and so well made. And I just absolutely love that smell of like a proper real Italian leather handbag. This is absolutely gorgeous. I also got it in this beautiful tan colour because I thought it would go with a lot of my wardrobe in both winter and summer, which was quite a big thing for me to make sure I was going to use it lots and lots. The lovely team at Teddy Blake have given me a discount code for you guys to get 10% off, so that is all in the description below. If you head over to the website, they've got tons of designs and they're always releasing new designs as well, so if there's not one that you like, which I think is very unlikely because they have so many beautiful styles of bags, and nearly all of their bags as well come in lots of different sizes, which is something I really love. So you can choose a style, and if you're a big bag person or a small bag person, it works. But yeah, they constantly release new designs, so they come up with new designs in their Italian workshop, and they're always sharing those, so follow them over on their Instagram and pop over to their website to have a little look. But I also have quite an exciting giveaway because the lovely team at Teddy Blake have given me another Ava, the exact same as mine, the 9-inch in a beautiful tan with all of this lovely faux gold hardware. They have given me one to give away. If you'd like to win this lovely 9-inch Teddy Blake Ava handbag, all you have to do is leave me a comment and make sure you're subscribed to my channel. Leave me a little comment just to say where you would like to take your bag this spring, summer, or if you're in a different hemisphere, this autumn, winter, and I will announce the winners very soon at the beginning of May. For more information, check out all of the info down in the description below the video, and good luck! Okay, so I am ready to go. We are going to the Malvern Flea Market, which is held at the Three Counties Showground. So I think I said in my last vlog, if you watched it, about us leaving the Cotswolds, we're currently in temporary accommodation. We're staying in my parents' Airbnb in Malvern in Worcestershire. And this flea market, I think, happens once a month at the Three Counties. And when we do eventually move into our home in Worcestershire, we won't be that far away from it. So I'm really excited to go along and see if we can find some treasures for the new house. And yeah, it might become a bit of a regular thing. We shall see. But yeah, come along with me.
And the way she walks, the way she talks, or the way she loves me. Just look at me, I'm like a monkey in a coconut tree. You know I'm overjoyed, 'cause boy, oh boy, she's my gal. She asks me when I say let's go out dancing. Your place or mine, don't waste my time with romancing. She's wild, she's funny, doesn't care about clothes or money. She just cares for me, she's all I need, she's my gal. She speaks too loud and laughs too hard, and she drinks too much. Her manners and her language makes a grown man sweat and blush. My honeybee, ain't nothing she would not do for me. She never plays it coy, my bundle of joy. She's the one I've been dreaming of. I'm overjoyed, 'cause boy, she's my gal.
Okay, guys, it is a few days later now, and I have got all of my lovely things that I purchased at the Malvern Flea Market. I'm also in this new filming location, which you guys might notice because we are in our temporary accommodation. I updated everybody in my last vlog, but if you missed it, we sold our house, but we haven't bought, excuse me, we haven't bought the one that we're buying just yet. We haven't completed on it, so we've moved into temporary accommodation. My parents own an Airbnb in Malvern. So that's where we're staying at the moment, which is why we were able to go to Malvern Flea Market as well. And I'm really excited to say that when we do move into our home, we will only be about half an hour away from Malvern. So we will definitely be revisiting the flea market because it was absolutely incredible. My first ever flea market experience. Wow, what an experience. I think that is probably one of the biggest flea markets in the UK. I need to check that, but it was huge. They had loads and loads and loads of warehouses just filled with the most incredible, beautiful stalls. And then, oh, sorry, Pearl is here playing with her toys in the background. Hopefully she won't do too much squeaking. Yeah, so it was an incredible space, absolutely filled, lots of inside space. And then they also had a ginormous outside space. I think it's a very different thing though. I heard one of the exhibitors saying that basically you can pre-book your space as an exhibitor and you get put in the hall. And if you just turn up on the day, it's like a bit more of a sort of car boot situation where you just rock up in a van and set up a stall outside, which I thought was quite an interesting idea. So you never really know what you're going to get, but you can definitely tell the difference. I would say the stalls that were inside were perhaps a bit more like your sort of antiques and your older, like, I wouldn't say all of them were antiques, and they certainly weren't all antique prices, but yeah, you definitely felt there was a bit more sort of professionality maybe, and then the stuff that was sort of outside in the field was very, like, as I say, you didn't really know what you were going to come across. But yeah, we had a fantastic time and we got quite a few little treasures which I'm going to show you now. But yeah, if you're around the Worcestershire area or it's not too far, I would really recommend you going. They hold one nearly every single month. I think they take a little break over the winter, but they hold one nearly every single month. So I think the next one that we're going to try and go to is actually the final bank holiday that we have in England in May on the Monday. Just because obviously they're normally held on a Sunday, we would normally go to church. So we're going to be looking out for the bank holiday one. So there's one in May and there's one in August that's on a Monday. Because obviously I wouldn't normally go to a flea market every single month. That might be a bit crazy. I would end up with a lot of stuff. So, but I'm definitely going to go back because we had a really fantastic time. But yeah, let's get on with showing you guys the stuff that we got. Well, we got. Some of it's for me, some of it's for us as a family. So let's do the fabric last. Let's start off with these gorgeous plates. So this is Wedgwood. This is the wild strawberry pattern, which many of you might know. It's a beautiful, beautiful pattern. Obviously wild strawberries, beautiful little flowers. And I saw this big dinner size plate on the stall, and I just thought, actually, that would make a really nice cake plate, you know, to put like a lovely birthday cake on. So we have 6 birthdays, including my own, in April in my family. So it's always a busy time. And I just thought, how lovely would that be for Easter and for my birthday, you know, for around strawberry season, for the summer as well, early summer, to be putting cakes and puddings, meringues, things like that on there. And then I found the little side plates. So again, the same design. So these were priced up at £2.50 each. And I just thought, actually, that makes a really lovely little set. So you put your cake on here, and then I got 6 little plates to serve slices of cake on. And I just thought that was such a lovely little thing to have for the sort of spring, summer time. Now, the plate was priced at £7.50, and the side plates were all priced at £2.50. And now this is something I'm going to have to get good at, I think, because you come to a flea market and you haggle. Everybody haggles, which is such a, like, it is not a British thing to do at all. I remember when I spent a month in India when I was younger, it was like, no, you don't pay the price in the market. Like, come on, English girl. Like, you have to haggle. And so I was like, okay, right, I've got to haggle. Anyway, so I think my maths, let me try and work this out. So the plates, 6 plates were supposed to be £15, yeah. And this was supposed to be £7.50, so that would make £22.50. I'm very mathematically challenged, guys. So the whole set should have been £22.50, and he did it for me for £16, which I thought was a bit of a bargain, and I was very pleased with that. Now I've got to work out whether or not these are dishwasher safe, because they are bone china, but there's no gold on them. So I'm going to have to figure out whether I want to dishwasher them. But I also thought what would be lovely about them is that it's quite a well-known design, the Wild Strawberry by Wedgwood. So I will probably find more of it at flea markets and at secondhand stores, and I may like add to my collection. And I also may not, because I absolutely love that mismatched vintage china look. I already have quite a lot of vintage china, which I am really excited to be putting out some of it on display and things like that in our new home. So yeah, I will probably be using these for my birthday. I will be having my birthday cake on it and serving all of the slices of cake, although I can't have more than 6 people around for cake because there's only 6 plates. I think I've only got 4 people on my birthday, so we should be fine. But yeah, that was a really great purchase. Absolutely love that. My next one was a bit crazy because it wasn't a purchase. So I have been looking for a copper kettle for a while, like this one, because I should say it's a copper teapot really. But I saw one in a secondhand antique shop in Stow-on-the-Wold and absolutely fell in love with it and was like, that would be so cute for our new cottage home, and it can be out, you know, I really want to sort of go full like cottage decor. I'm really excited to take you guys along that journey. There's going to be quite a lot of renovating and yeah, a lot of decorating, and I get a lot of inspiration from people like My Mulberry House and Hill House Vintage. Who else is it? I think I can't remember who. I think she's called My Margot something, who I really love her stuff as well. All very sort of antique-y, second-hand, beautiful, like cottage core decor everywhere. So anyway, I've been looking for one of these kettles. They were literally everywhere. There were copper kettles everywhere in sort of varying degrees of like damaged. You know, some of them were very shiny copper, some of them were like this, very dusty and very dirty. But the great thing about copper is that you can clean it up well. So I wasn't particularly drawn to the super shiny ones because they had a higher price tag. They are very much ranging from You know, some of them were like £25, some of them people selling them for like £10, depending on how old they were. Anyway, I saw these two and I said to the lady, you know, how much are they each? And she said, oh, I'll do both of them for £5. And I was like, what? Okay. She was like, yeah, they're really dusty and they really need a clean. And I was like, yeah, but once they've been dusted and shined up, they're going to be gorgeous. Anyway, I said I only brought card because I know I should have got some cash out for a flea market, would have made sense. But you know what? Most people took card, most people took bank transfers, and most people took PayPal transfers. There were very few people who didn't do that. So you don't actually have to take cash anymore. But I probably would take some cash next time just to make sure, because there were a couple of things that I might have bought if I'd had some cash. Anyway, she said £5 and she said cash only. And I said, oh, I'm really sorry, I haven't got any cash. And she went, oh, well, just have them. It's fine. I want to get rid of them anyway. I was like, what? She was like, yeah, just take them for free. So this was like the most bargainist bargain because I paid absolutely nothing for these two. But yeah, I'm so pleased with them. I need to give them a really good dust. And then my husband has been looking on the internet at what the best way is to clean them. And basically, he read on Martha Stewart. I just find it so funny. My husband was reading Martha Stewart's website that one of the best ways to clean copper is with tomato ketchup. So we're going to give that a go and see what happens. But this one's lovely. It's got a lovely wooden handle. So yeah, these are going to be so cute. They're going to go on display in our new cottage. So that's those. Okay, let's show you guys the fabric because the last two items that I'm going to show you are quite big, so I might have to like move around a bit. So there was tons and tons of fabric and it was all like completely varying prices. There were people selling like rolls, you know, like 20 meters on a roll and you bought the whole roll. Some of it was lovely as well. Some of it was like Sanderson fabric. So I'd imagine that it's quite useful for people who perhaps have maybe like a blind business or a curtain business because there was an awful lot of upholstery fabric, or they want to make cushions or bags or something to sell. There were also, every now and again, there was a roll of dressmaking fabric. Again, if you're somebody that makes things to sell, you know, dresses, cushions, etc. to sell, it might be really useful. There was then a bunch of vintage fabric and sort of like remnants and things like that. And some of it I thought was actually very overpriced. You know, I went to a couple of stores and they were selling vintage remnants about like maybe 1.5 meters for like £20, which I just thought was a bit overpriced. Yeah, I very almost bought 2 pieces of fabric that were both about 1.5 meters long that were matching from the same store, so it wasn't a complete length. I almost bought those. He was selling both of those for £20 and I was sort of like, oh, it's a bit dear, because to be honest, you know, I find so much stuff in charity shops. I find, you know, old curtains, old bed sheets, etc. And there was an awful lot of stuff. Like people were selling like beautiful chintz curtains and things like that. And some of them, as I say, were just like really overpriced, I thought, for what they were, because you get them in the charity shop for so much less. But I also see as well that some of them, if you wanted to be more of a collector, I think I was planning to make curtains for the new cottage, and actually there was a ton of vintage curtains already made up. And normally I would like buy them for the fabric and undo them all. But I started to realise that actually I probably could buy the made up curtains and use them in the new house. So I'll definitely be having a look for the new cottage for curtains and, you know, make sure they're washable. But anyway, I then came across this stall a bit further down and I was so glad I waited because A, the lady was lovely and B, she was selling at a really good price. So the first thing that caught my eye was this duvet cover, which I think she sold it to me for £7. I want to say it was £7. It's a single and it's a really sweet vintage print. So it's got this print on one side, which is like a ditzy floral. And then on the other, it's got this wider floral print fabric. And I just thought actually, like that was a really good buy because it's a really lovely green. It's the kind of colours that suit me. I'm looking for more things that are like neutral background, whiter background for the spring, summer. I'm not entirely sure. When I bought it, I wasn't entirely sure what I was going to make with it. But then she was like, oh, it also comes with 2 pillowcases. And these are really cute as well. Look, they've got a little frill on them. They're just lovely. The pillowcases do have a couple of holes in them and are a bit more faded than the duvet cover. But there's still some good fabric in there, I think, for making stuff up. To be honest, I was kind of tempted because I just thought it was so pretty. I was like, oh gosh, should I actually just wash this? And then I can use it for guests and stuff in the new house. But to be honest, the pillowcases, as I say, have got quite a lot of holes in them, quite a lot of damage. So I think, to be honest, they're like, especially in the corners and stuff, they've got quite a lot of damage. So I think, to be honest, it'll be better actually just to use the fabric. But the pillowcases are all in the one print, the bigger floral print. So I've got actually quite a lot of that, because you've got 2 sides of the pillowcase plus this whole single side. So I wonder whether this may make a dress by itself. I'm not sure yet. I need to have a little think and just measure it out and work it out. But I wonder if I might be able to get some bodices and some sleeves, because these pillowcases aren't exactly small. So some bodices and some sleeves out of the pillowcases, and then skirt pieces out of the duvet. The only thing is, I don't tend to wear knee-length dresses anymore. I think it would be fine if it was knee-length, but I wear a lot of like midi length. So I just need to work out if it's long enough, basically. But then the ditzy print I absolutely love. And again, I don't know if I've got enough here, but I wondered if it might actually make a really nice quilted summer jacket. So like a lightweight cotton quilted jacket. I've seen a lot of those around the place. A lot of people make them as well, like reversible, which I really like. So yeah, I'm not entirely sure what I'm making with this, but it was only £7 for the duvet and the 2 pillowcases. And then I spotted this. Again, I haven't actually measured any of these. I probably should have measured them before I started talking about them. But I reckon this is about a 2-metre piece. It's very vintage. It's quite bright, but it's very vintage. And I just really love that. I thought it was so, so sweet. As I say, I think it's about 2 metres. It's not a particularly wide width. It's probably 110 centimetres. So in my head, I was thinking that this would make a really, really lovely blouse or vest. It's definitely not going to make a dress. I also thought, though, to be honest, that the print is gorgeous. I may make some throw cushions for it for the new house. You know, we've got quite a few spare bedrooms that are going to need styling up and sorting. But I just thought, this is so pretty, and she was selling this for like £3 or something. And I just thought, actually, I'm going to buy that whilst I see it, because it's a really good vintage print. It's a really good piece of fabric. As I say, not really sure what I'm going to make with it just yet, but I really love it. And then this one was the final one I saw at her store. This is actually a curtain, so I need to undo all of this. It's Sanderson fabric, but the reason I picked it up is because I thought it looked a bit like Liberty, like vintage Liberty, but it does say on the selvage that it's Sanderson. It's quite a good piece. It just needs undoing and washing. I'm not sure if I'm going to sew any dressmaking with this, because I absolutely love it. I think it's beautiful, and it was obviously originally used as a curtain. So I may use it to make a blind for the new house, possibly. I just think it's beautiful, or maybe some cushions or something. I'm not sure yet which, but it's as much sort of like stiffer weight than the other ones. I hope I'm holding it up enough for you guys to see. It's got like beautiful little bluebells and pansies and things like that on the pattern, and I just think it's really pretty in this lovely like greens and purples and blues. So yeah, I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to make with it, but it is literally sewn up as a curtain, but it's just the one curtain, and I'm not sure that's going to be much use in the house, to be honest, because I could wash it with all of its tape and everything on it and, you know, like reinstate it as a curtain. But I'll probably wait until I get into the new house and see. There might be a singular window that needs it, but I don't think so. I think all of them are double windows, so I'm not really sure it's got anywhere to go in its current state. But my hope is that it can be made into something lovely. I just thought it was really pretty, and she was selling that oh, I can't remember what she was selling that for. But anyway, all of the fabric came to £15 basically. So I thought that was a pretty good deal. I was pretty happy with that. So that is all of my fabric. Oh, sorry, the little fluffy thing just came off my microphone. There we go. I hope the sign's been okay for you. I wanted to clip it on so that I could actually like talk to you and hold things up. Now, this is going to be the difficult thing. Okay, so we have been needing a new washing basket for absolutely ages, as in for like carrying washing to the line, carrying it to the washing machine, etc. Not like a laundry bin, like a washing basket. We've had a plastic one for years and it's like completely snapped and broken. And I really didn't want to buy another plastic one because we try very hard not to buy plastic where possible. And also I just don't really like the way it looks. So I've been looking for a nice basket in the charity shop for literally months. And now a flea market is the place to go for baskets. I've started to collect baskets because I absolutely love them. I've only got a few. I've got like a Sussex Trug. I've got a lovely Cotswolds handmade basket. I've got two Cotswolds handmade baskets actually. And I'm just sort of starting to collect them, and I'm going to have a bit more space to collect them in the new house. So I'm definitely going to be going back to the flea market to get more because they had so many, all different interesting shapes and sizes, really gorgeous stuff. So definitely if you want a basket, flea market is the place to go. I found this wonderful washing basket, really sturdy, really well made, really good washing basket. And this was £20, which I thought was a pretty good deal. There were some that were cheaper. There was a guy selling one similar size for £10, but you could feel it was nowhere near as sturdy. It felt very like it might just break at any point. So yeah, I'm going to be using this a lot because it's already sunny enough now to start putting your washing on the line. So my washing's been on the line for the last few weeks. So this will be going in and out of the house, and it will definitely get a lot of use in the new house as well. And then on top of that, all of the laundry stuff, we did also need, oh, let me just pull it across, a laundry bin. So the laundry bin we'd had forever, like literally like 9 years, because we got it it was a wedding present. It was on our wedding list. It's not a very exciting wedding present, but it was on our wedding list. I've always wanted to replace it with something a bit nicer. And we saw these baskets. In a shop in Stow-on-the-Wold, and they were like £150, £200, and I was like, that's what I want as a laundry bin. They're absolutely gorgeous. I really want one of those. And they were selling lots of them at the flea market. So I picked this one up for £20. It was supposed to be 30, and she gave it to me for 20. It's a really good size for two people. So that's going to be our laundry basket. I'm very pleased. You can see it's got a lovely little handle. I'm not going to hold it up too much because it's a bit massive. There we go, little lid that comes off. So yeah, I'm really pleased with this basket, such a useful thing. So I got the two baskets for £40, which I think was a really good price because they're both really sturdy, well made. You know, they're made of natural materials, not made of plastic. So yeah, I'm really, really pleased with those. So yes, that is everything that I bought at the flea market. I hope you guys really enjoyed coming along to my first ever flea market. I'm sure there will be more of these because I'm gonna keep going. So if you guys enjoy these kind of thrifting videos, seeing what I get up to on the day, I will make sure to make more of them. Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to enter the giveaway for the beautiful Teddy Blake handbag, and don't forget to go and check out their website and use that 10% off code if you're looking for a lovely new handbag for spring, summer. It's definitely the place to go, or you know, autumn, winter if you're in a different hemisphere. They're also lovely for that. But yeah, thanks so much for watching guys, and I will see you next time. Bye.